Hey, this is Imtiaz. Welcome back to my channel. In the previous video, I showed you how you can get started with Google Gemini and unlock the power of Gemini in your chatbot projects using Voiceflow. I showed you how to use APIs and also connect it to a Voiceflow end-to-end application. In this video, I'll guide you through connecting Google Gemini with Voiceflow through the API and also show you how to design a conversational chatbot that retains memory of the entire conversation. We'll dive into storing conversation data at each step in Voiceflow, ensuring your bot has the context it needs to provide relevant and coherent responses. Plus, I'll be also giving you the Voiceflow template that I've used for this video for you to download as a resource so you can get started right away. By the end of this video, you will have the knowledge and tools to create a chatbot that not only engages users in meaningful conversations, but also remembers those interactions, making each conversation more personalized and effective. So as you know, Google Gemini is absolutely free, so you'll be able to use this service completely free and also deployed in Voiceflow with a sandbox plan, which also gives you access to a free agent that you can build. Go ahead and click the Voiceflow template loader, and I have included a free template for this video in the description. So make sure you download that free template, load it up, and then you're going to see the template in this format. I've also included a step-by-step guide in the text boxes above so you can follow along with the template as well. And like the previous video, make sure you replace your API keys. You will get your API key from the Google AI Studio. Make sure you do that first. Okay, click on API Quick Start Guide, and then you're going to click on REST API. You'll notice that it has the formatting for the API calls for different methods. For the purpose of this video, we're going to use the multi-turn conversation chat method. And this is the format here for making the API calls for that method.
Okay, let's take a moment to study the components of the API request. Overall, this request is sending data to a language model API to generate content based on user prompts. The user is interacting with an API provided by Google Gemini, and the generate content command is the method used to initiate that text generation process. It is all embedded into the link, so that is that component. And then you have the content type, which is application JSON, which specifies the content type of the request, telling the server to expect a JSON format data. The post denotes that this is a post request, which is typically used to submit data to be processed to a specified resource. The D contains the data payload in JSON format. And within that, we have the contents. It's a JSON array that contains the request content broken into parts with specified roles. Each object inside the content array has a role and text field. The role can be either user or model, indicating who is providing the input. The text is the actual input content. In this way, the JSON is able to store conversation data and send it to the Gemini server to process it. So essentially, Gemini server can process the entire conversation, get context, and return the output. Okay, let's head over to Voiceflow, where I'm going to show you how I set it up. In the first block, you'll notice I created an empty conversation array as JavaScript code. In the second block, I prompt the user to ask a question. I capture the response. And then in the third block, there is another JavaScript code that basically takes the user's query and appends it to the entire conversation if available. Then I use the conversation and the new user's query to create a JSON text in the format expected by the API and store it into a variable. Right after it, I just embed that variable into the body portion of the API call to Google Gemini so that it has context of the whole conversation as well as the new user query. Also, I store the answer that I get back from Gemini into an answer variable, just like the previous video. And the last block is also going to be JavaScript code. What I do here is take the answer and then append it into the conversation into the format expected by the model. So in this case, under the content section, the role would be model and the text would be the answer given by the model. It would be in this format provided by the API documentation. I'm giving away this Voiceflow template absolutely free. It would be in the description section. Go ahead and click the link there to download the template so you don't have to write all this code from scratch. Now you can go ahead and click the run button to see this in action. Click run. Instantly, it will prompt you to ask a question. Say, who is the president of Canada? Quick answer, Justin Trudeau. Then ask another question. What is his age? See, as a follow-up question, it was able to get context that I was asking about the president of Canada. So this is great. We can also click on Shared Prototype and open a new tab to see a cleaner UI interface so that we get to see what it looks like as an actual chatbot. Go ahead and click Start Conversation. Okay, ask a question. Let's ask, who is the president of Brazil? All right. What is his age? Notice it has a more cleaner look than the than just the run method. So yeah, everything's looking good. Another thing you could do is get rid of the ask question so that it looks a little bit more cleaner. Let's refresh the prototype. Or actually, let's run it again. Run. Okay, that did not quite work. The first message should be an ask question, and then we want to not ask that question again. We can also create a standard greeting. All right, let's see how this works now. Run test. Okay, hey, I'm Google Gemini, ask me stuff. All right. Who is the tallest person in the world? Okay, it's processing. Okay, now it gave me a response back from Google Gemini. Let's ask a follow-up question. Now notice that it did not prompt me to ask a question again. So this is a little bit more cleaner. I wonder what part of Turkey is from, because there's a part of Turkey where there's a lot of tall people. Okay, that's cool. Okay, check this out. Give me a proper response. So if you're doing some research, you want to get some quick answers, this is also a great way. You can interact with the chatbot to get a quick back and forth conversation going. This tool is now ready for you to deploy.
Before we wrap up, remember to download my free resource on monetizing Custom-GPT solutions and enhance your chatbot projects. The link to the resources for this video, including the Voiceflow template, is provided below. If you're looking to discuss your project further, book a 15-minute call with me via Calendly. Let's bring your chatbot ideas to life. Okay, see how easy that was? We've learned how to connect Google Gemini with Voiceflow via API. We've learned how to store conversation data to provide your chatbot with context. We also ensure that your chatbot can recall previous interaction for a personalized user experience. We also learned how to test our chatbot to ensure flawless memory utilization. So utilize the provided Voiceflow template to jumpstart your chatbot development. By embracing these steps, you've taken a giant leap towards creating conversational chatbot that is completely free. Don't forget to download the resource and reach out if you need guidance on your chatbot journey.